It's stressful. I'll be honest with you.
Earlier this year, TRICIA Peterson says her childcare center in Wisconsin was earning about $6,000 a week in tuition fees. Then the coronavirus pandemic hit. As enrollment dropped, so did her weekly income, to about $2,500. Peterson says she's cut costs, stopped taking a paycheck, and laid off 4 employees to remain afloat.
If our doors weren't open, we would not be servicing our families, and it would be that ripple effect of what would they do. So I felt like if we were to close, I probably wouldn't financially be able to open back up.
Childcare is a necessity to allow many parents to return to work as economies reopen, as one Ohio parent recently told our sister station, WEWS.
We still have to have a place for our kids to go and be safe while we work.
Experts say the livelihood of an already fragile childcare industry is now at stake due to the pandemic, putting those providers that families rely on in jeopardy.
When COVID hit, it just decimated the field.
The majority of centers already operate with thin profit margins due in part to low child-to-provider ratios and high overhead costs, prices that typically then get passed on to parents and are subsidized by low worker pay. Childcare takes huge chunks of parents' incomes. 11% for married couples and 36% for single parents, according to one 2019 report. While some centers like Peterson's in Wisconsin applied to remain open to take care of frontline workers' kids, others shut their doors when the pandemic hit. More than 100,000 centers were reportedly closed in late April. Experts estimate some closures could become permanent.
The economics of early childhood education will be even more upside down in that what it would take to just break even in childcare, there's no way that you can reach that with the kind of enrollment numbers that exist currently, both because of parent demand, but also because of the public health requirements that are rightfully being put in place for childcare.
As part of those health requirements, governors in places like Ohio and Virginia are requiring childcare class size reductions. But less students mean less income for centers. According to a survey from the National Association for the Education of Young Children, roughly half of the 5,000 respondents said they stopped charging parents in light of the pandemic, while 22% offered reduced tuition rates. And aside from smaller class sizes, providers are looking at other ways to adjust their routines, including incorporating temperature checks and trying to practice social distancing.
Even just as simple as, what does drop-off look like? We encourage parents to come into the classroom, really connect with the teachers, connect with their children, and get them settled in. Well, that's not going to be possible kind of moving forward.
The Felton Institute, a nonprofit in California, is surveying both parents and staff to gauge how comfortable they feel in returning to work after being closed for months. Implementing any new changes will fall to the more than 1.5 million people working in the industry.
These are primarily women. Many of them have their own families to think about and that they're concerned about. And they're also members of the very communities who we're hearing are being disproportionately impacted by this virus. Low-income communities, African-American communities, and Latino communities.
Amy Morona, Newsy, Washington.